Welcome to another episode of Rithu the Explorer travel vlog. In this episode, we're exploring a true icon of British maritime history, the Royal Yacht Britannia, also known as Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia. This magnificent vessel served the British royal family for over 40 years, traveling over 1 million nautical miles around the globe. Now permanently docked in Edinburgh, it's a fascinating floating museum. As a floating palace, Britannia's tour is meticulously curated to provide an immersive and educational experience, showcasing the yacht's grandeur, history, and daily operations. We took a taxi to Ocean Drive, Leith, Edinburgh.
Same road, yeah, because it's yeah,
it's so beautiful everywhere.
yeah, it's better this road here.
Oh yeah, okay. Awesome. Oh, അടിപൊളി.
On the right will be market, fish market. Here is 2-3 restaurants. Oh, look, this one.
Oh,
This.
okay.
This is near to Ocean Terminal.
Oh.
Britannia.
The Royal Yacht Britannia, a symbol of British maritime excellence and royal luxury, has fascinated me for years. After watching the Netflix series The Crown, visiting Britannia was in my bucket list. Additionally, the Royal Yacht Britannia was featured in the TV series Downton Abbey: A New Era. The Royal Yacht Britannia is berthed in Leith, Edinburgh at the Ocean Terminal. You can take Lothian bus services 10, 16, 34, or 35 from Edinburgh City Centre. If you're taking the tram, get off at the Ocean Terminal stop. To arrive by taxi, please ask the driver to drop you off outside the Ocean Terminal shopping centre. We booked our tickets in advance through the Royal Yacht Britannia's official website. And here you will receive an audio guide available in multiple languages. Tours are self-guided and include an audio tour accessible on your mobile device or through an audio handset, both included in the admission price of £19.50. The guide offers detailed commentary and fascinating anecdotes about the yacht's history and its royal occupants. Let's step aboard and discover its royal secrets. The Royal Yacht Britannia Tour is designed to be accessible to all visitors, with ramps and lifts available for those with mobility issues. Detailed information about the yacht, its history, and the royal family is provided throughout the tour, making it an informative experience for all ages. The Royal Yacht Britannia, a symbol of the British monarchy, served as the royal family's official yacht from 1953 until its decommissioning in 1997. Launched from the John Brown and Company shipyard in Clydebank, Scotland, Britannia was commissioned by Queen Elizabeth II and remains one of the world's most famous ships. This globally renowned shipyard also built the iconic cruise liners Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary. The ship's name was a closely guarded secret until Queen Elizabeth II revealed it by smashing a bottle of Empire wine, as champagne was considered too extravagant in post-war Britain.
I name the ship Britannia. I wish success to her and to all who sail in her.
Her Majesty releases the traditional bottle, not of champagne this time, but of Empire wine.
For over 44 years, the Royal Yacht Britannia served the royal family, traveling over 1 million nautical miles on 968 state visits to 600 ports in 135 countries, including the United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and even Antarctica. With 250 crew members, it became one of the most famous ships in the world. Our first stop is the bridge, the main control point of the yacht. From this small area, Britannia was commanded as she sailed the oceans. Here, officers navigated, recorded in the logbook, and issued orders. Most of the equipment was originally fitted in 1953. In the center are the ship's binnacle and the gyro compass used for navigation. The wooden binnacle, containing a magnetic compass, served as a backup. Blue pipes with lids connect to the wheelhouse below. Officers would speak into these pipes to give navigation orders. The wheelhouse operated the telegraph to instruct the engine room on speed. The officer of the watch, lookout, and signalman ensured everything ran smoothly, but the ultimate responsibility lay with the admiral, the Britannia's captain, whose chair is the only one here.
You've had it for the Queen. You've had the paint put out. 1 mile to run.
The room at the back is the chart room, where the navigating officer planned Britannia's course, often more than a year in advance. This is the front of the ship, known as the bow. Here you can see a flag and 2 large chains for the ship's anchors. Britannia, a yacht, is the last of 63 royal yachts in British history. The first royal yacht was built 370 years ago for King Charles II as a gift from the people of Amsterdam. Britannia is the last royal yacht built 70 years ago at a cost of £2 million. The white wall leading to the deck below, where you can see the royal bridge. This is where the Queen and the royal family stood, waving to the cheering crowds as Britannia arrived in port. The flag deck on the Royal Yacht Britannia is a significant area located towards the highest part of the royal yacht. This deck is where the ship's flags were hoisted and displayed, signifying various signals and statuses. Here you can find the flag locker where the flags were stored in each individual compartment. Now let's go 1 deck down to the blue level. You are now in the shelter deck, the senior officer's accommodation. This is where the admiral's quarters and office could be found. The admiral had the most spacious crew cabins on the yacht. The admiral's suite included a bedroom, a bathroom, pantry, and a day cabin, which also functioned as his office and conference room. Admiral has the most spacious cabin outside the royal apartment. When the royal family were on board, the admiral often dined with them. When they were not on board, he would dine in his day cabin along with the other senior officers. The commander, who is second in command to admiral, and the first lieutenant stays in the same floor. When you continue to the corridor, you will find admiral's pantry. This is where the admiral's meals would be brought from the officer's galley and served to him by one of the stewards. This is the garage. When Britannia was built in 1953, a garage for a Rolls-Royce and Land Rover was considered essential. In later years, as transport in foreign ports improved, the garage was used to store beer. Here, you can see photos of the Rolls-Royce and Land Rover aboard the Royal Yacht Britannia. This is the activity boat, which was used to take the royal family ashore for private picnics. Britannia had a total of 10 boats and 18 life rafts. It carried more craft than a warship. At the front of the ship were two identical motorboats, known as jolly boats, two fast motorboats used to escort the royal barge. Together, these 5 boats played a crucial role when Britannia rescued over 1,000 people from war-torn Aden in 1986. When we continue along this deck, we will notice that the windows here are higher than anywhere else on the yacht. This is because these windows look into the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh's bedrooms. By placing them at this height above the deck, any accidental glimpses into the royal bedrooms could be prevented. This is the veranda deck of the royal quarters on the Yacht Britannia. Here, the royal family enjoyed privacy, sunbathing, and games like kite flying or deck hockey. This is Britannia's largest deck. Prince Philip occasionally set up an easel here to paint. There was even a collapsible swimming pool for the royal family to use. The veranda deck also hosted formal state receptions and group photos, with the Queen and her guest of honor lining up for the ship's photographer to capture historic moments. Outside the sun lounge hangs Britannia's bell. Below it is a replica of the oldest memento from a royal yacht, a white and gold 19th century carved binnacle from the Royal George. All the wooden decks, including the veranda deck, are made of 2-inch teak wood. Junior yachtsmen scrubbed these decks daily with seawater to keep them pristine. To avoid disturbing the royal family, work near the royal apartments had to be done in silence and completed by 8 a.m. It was also a tradition that sailors did not wear their caps in the royal quarters, technically making them out of uniform and sparing the royal family from constantly returning salutes. Looking up and forward from the veranda deck, you can see the Britannia's spectacular tea room, situated above the royal bedrooms. The tea room is a new addition on the royal deck, an area once used by the royal family for recreation and hosting events similar to garden parties.
തറയുള്ള തേക്കാണ് എല്ലാ ദിവസവും സീ വാട്ടർ വെച്ചിട്ട് വൃത്തിയാക്കണം. ഏറ്റവും ജൂനിയർ സീ മെമ്പറിന്റെ ജോലിയ ഇത് സൈലന്റ് ആയിട്ട് ചെയ്യണം.
This beautiful teak-lined sun lounge was one of the Queen's favorite spaces on Britannia. It served as a true family room, offering privacy from the rest of the ship. Here, Her Majesty enjoyed breakfast and afternoon tea, while taking in the often spectacular views through the large picture windows. Prince Philip purchased the bamboo furniture in this room during a visit to Hong Kong in 1959. Cleverly conceal a drinks cabinet on one side and a record player and game store on the other. In the corner of the sun lounge sits a rum tub dating back to Queen Victoria's reign, used for the yachtsmen's rum rations until the Navy abolished the rum issue in 1970. Between the windows, you can see the base of the mizzenmast cutting through the sun lounge. From here, you can access the area containing the principal royal bedrooms. The first room you see is Her Majesty's bedroom. When Britannia was being fitted out, the Queen chose to use the bed linen originally bought for Queen Victoria's bedroom on the previous royal yacht. The Queen's special tailor sheets had a large turnback and were embossed with her personal monogram, HM the Queen. Above the Queen's bed is an embroidered silk panel, specially commissioned in 1953 at a cost of £450. The sleeping quarters of the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, consisting of 2 suites with an interconnecting door. Each room had its own bathroom. The Duke of Edinburgh's bedroom, reflecting his personal taste, has a warm, masculine look. His pillowcases are the same size as the Queen's, but, at his specific request, do not have lace borders. Like all the single beds on the ship, the Queen's and the Duke's beds are standard 3-foot models. For an official state visit, up to 5 tons of luggage would be brought on board, including the Queen's clothes, accessories, and jewelry, all overseen by Her Majesty's dresser. If the Queen or the Duke of Edinburgh needed anything at any time, they could press a button next to their bed to summon a royal steward. Next across the vestibule is the honeymoon suite. This is the only room on Britannia with a double bed, brought on board at the request of Prince Charles for his honeymoon with Princess Diana. When the royal children were young, this bedroom and the adjoining room were used as nursery suites. In addition to the 4 bedrooms on this level, there were 16 more cabins on the decks below, used by members of the royal family and their guests. There was also a VIP suite consisting of 2 cabins with ensuite bathrooms and an adjoining sitting room. This suite was usually reserved for the most senior guests, and was where President and Mrs. Clinton stayed during their visit in 1994. Adjacent to the Sun Lounge is the Royal Deck Tea Room, where visitors can enjoy refreshments with stunning views of the waterfront. The tea room offers a selection of teas, coffees, cakes, and light meals, adding a touch of royal indulgence to the tour. We decided to try some traditional light bites at the Royal Yacht Britannia's tea room, which boasts beautiful decor and a stunning view. We ordered scones, a beloved Scottish baked good often enjoyed with tea. These small round breads have a light, crumbly texture and can be plain or include raisins, currants, or cheese. They are typically served split in half with clotted cream and jam or butter, making them a quintessential part of Scottish and British tea time tradition. After exploring the tea room, we proceeded towards the stair tower. From here, you can take the stairs or lift down to the next level, the gold level. This room, known as the anteroom, along with the adjoining wardrobe, served as the officers' main recreational space, strictly off-limits to the rest of the crew. These rooms functioned like a gentleman's club, where officers gathered for drinks, television, radio, games, and yacht quizzes. These rooms, while often relaxed, took on a formal atmosphere when the Queen, Duke of Edinburgh, or other royal family members were entertained here. In the officers' wardroom, Britannia's officers gathered daily for meals and relaxation. The elegant dining table was used for breakfast and lunch, which were informal, but dinner was a formal affair. As you proceed along the passage, you will pass Britannia's 3 galleys, one for officers, one for yachtsmen, and one for the Queen and royal household. Today, chefs still use these areas for events. When the royal family was aboard, Buckingham Palace chefs prepared their meals. The ship's storerooms held up to 2 months' provisions, with fresh bread baked daily and local produce added when possible. Next is the china and glass pantry, storing Minton china and glassware. The adjacent silver pantry contains Edwardian silver, polished daily to Britannia's standards. During Britannia's 44 years of service, the Royal Yacht was a key part of the royal family's Christmas celebrations. One special tradition was the Christmas pudding, made right in the royal galley. When the royal family was on board, they would stir the pudding themselves, including the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. This tradition is still alive today, with all the Britannia Christmas puddings handmade in the royal galley. This is the largest and grandest room on the Royal Yacht Britannia, the state dining room. Here, the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh entertained their guests in spectacular style. Through these doors have walked some of the world's most powerful figures, including Sir Winston Churchill, Rajiv Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Bill Clinton, Boris Yeltsin, Ronald Reagan, and Margaret Thatcher. Setting the 56 places for a state banquet took 3 hours, with every knife, fork, and spoon meticulously measured with a ruler. Menus, printed in French, were given to each guest as souvenirs. In earlier years, the dining room also served as a cinema, with large white panels revealing a film projector, and as a dance hall, with a wooden dance floor beneath the carpet. Around the room, you can see many gifts given to the Queen during state visits with Britannia. Although known as the Queen's sitting room, this space functioned more as an office. Here, the Queen worked on business, meeting with her private and press secretaries to finalize details of upcoming royal visits. Even at sea, official affairs occupied several hours of the Queen's day. Red boxes containing state papers were flown or shipped to Britannia, no matter where she was in the world. This is the drawing room anteroom where the royal family and their guests gathered for drinks before lunch or dinner. Drinks were served by a royal steward from the pantry in the corner. The anteroom connects to the drawing room with polished folding mahogany doors, which can be fully opened to create a 118-meter-long room or closed to divide the space. This elegant drawing room served as a place for the royal family to relax and host official functions. Along with the anteroom and dining room, it could accommodate up to 250 guests.
Well, just time to get ready.
The room featured comfortable sofas and deep armchairs on a Persian rug with an electric fireplace. Spectacular flower arrangements were always present, provided by the host country for state visits or sourced from Windsor Castle's gardens, stored in special cold room where they would keep fresh for several weeks for UK voyages. A yachtsman or royal steward served as the chief florist. We walked towards the deck and took the stairs down to the next level, the gray level. Hierarchy was strongly defined on the Britannia, reflected in everything from food to sleeping arrangements. Petty officers and Royal Marine sergeants occupied this mess and living quarters. Over 20 petty officers, including radio supervisors, marine engineers, stewards, cooks, and Royal Marine sergeants, shared this mess. Accommodation included a bunk that folded into a seat and a locker, a significant improvement from the hammocks used until 1970. The Royal Marines had their own mess on Britannia, known as the barracks, where they focused on security and ceremonial duties. Along with Scotland Yard detectives, they accompanied the royal family, conducting security checks. 9 Royal Marines served as ceremonial guards for the Queen, even diving underneath the yacht for security purposes. Additionally, 1 Royal Marine served as a butcher and another as a postman on Britannia. The Royal Yacht Britannia's band, consisting of 26 members, played a vital role in both ceremonial and informal events, rehearsing daily away from the royal quarters. As we exit the Royal Marines bar, we find the unwinding room where junior ratings relaxed and the band practiced.
May we do Shrewsbury Fair, please, as you did on the beach retreat.
When you exit the door and turn right, you will see the Naffy shop. This well-stocked shop sold everything from toothpaste to tobacco, along with Britannia exclusive souvenirs like ties, t-shirts, crystal, cut glass, pens, and plaques of the Royal Coat of Arms and Britannia cipher. It was used by all officers and yachtsmen, and occasionally by the royal family. Princess Diana once bought a pale blue Britannia t-shirt for young Prince William here, and the royal children sometimes visited to buy sweets. The Naffy shop is now open to visitors, offering a fantastic range of onboard fudge and other sweet treats. We bought a mug from Naffy shop. This elegant white-paneled room was the warrant officers' and chief petty officers' mess. As the most senior yachtsmen on board, they had their own mess and separate sleeping quarters. Chiefs oversaw various activities. Some worked in the medical department, others in communications, handling classified messages for the Queen. 9 chief officers managed the engineering department, including the engine and boiler rooms, while others in the supply department handled catering and provisions for the crew. And here is the chief petty officer's sleeping quarters. This tiny room played a crucial role in keeping Britannia a happy ship. It served as the mail office, where the ship's post was sorted upon arriving at a new port. With officers and crew away from home for long periods, staying in touch with family and friends was a top priority, and the arrival of mail was eagerly awaited by all. It was always hoped that mail would be waiting whenever and wherever Britannia was berthed. During royal duty, the Queen's official mail was flown or shipped daily from London. The ship's mail then joined the Royal Mail, allowing officers and yachtsmen to send and receive post daily via the Buckingham Palace Court Postmaster. The ship's sick bay and adjoining operating theatre, with their original 1950s fittings, have an austere and slightly ominous appearance. The sick bay could accommodate 2 patients in cots, with 2 additional bunks within the bench seat. The principal medical officer, assisted by 2 chief petty officers, managed the medical department. The doctor's consulting room, with the operating theatre here. While the ship's doctor cared for officers and crew, the Queen was attended by her royal surgeon when she traveled. Britannia was also designed to double as a hospital ship in wartime, equipped with a dental surgery, laboratory, operating theatre, and X-ray room, though this was never needed, and the idea was officially dropped in 1992. Britannia was the only Royal Navy ship with a laundry permanently manned by its own crew. The laundry was larger than usual to accommodate the ship's potential conversion to a hospital ship. On royal duty, 240 officers and yachtsmen might change uniforms up to 6 times a day, requiring non-stop laundry operations. The laundry also served the royal family, with their washing scheduled on different days from the officers and crew. A petty officer and a staff of 8 ensured everyone on board was immaculately dressed. Most of the equipment here is from the original 1953 installation. The laundry was hot and noisy, with temperatures reaching 45 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, in the tropics. Up to 600 shirts could be washed and dried daily. The laundry operated non-profitably, with a small charge for each item, such as 6 pence for a shirt and 22 pence for a tropical white uniform. This is the royal barge used by the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh to travel to shore when anchored in harbors around the world. The Queen and Prince Philip sat inside the air-conditioned cabin, designed for visibility as they approached the shore. When the Queen was on board, the barge was crewed by 5 men and escorted by a motorboat. From here, you can view the 125 meters of Britannia's streamlined elegance. The glossy deep blue hull, chosen by the Queen over traditional black, features an elegant 24-carat gold leaf line around the ship. The gleaming engine room of the Royal Yacht Britannia is a testament to British marine engineering, remaining nearly unchanged throughout its service. During 44 years of royal service, Britannia sailed the equivalent of a world circumnavigation each year, visiting over 600 ports in 135 countries, including the United States, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Every piece of machinery operated flawlessly until the yacht was decommissioned in 1997. This room, with its chrome dials and steam turbines, powered Britannia over 1 million miles. The high and low pressure steam turbine engines are housed in the 2 pairs of shiny black cylinders. Steam from the boiler room flowed through large white pipes into these turbines, connecting to gearboxes and then to the ship's propellers via 30-meter shafts. Speed and movement instructions came from the bridge via wheelhouse telegraphs. The engines, generating 12,000 horsepower, and drove Britannia and her 4-bladed propellers to a maximum of 22.5 knots. Manning the engine room was labor-intensive, with about 80 engineers on the crew and 8 men on duty in the engine, boiler, and machinery rooms at all times. The tour concludes with the Royal Sailing Exhibition, displaying photographs, trophies, and artifacts related to the royal family's sailing pursuits. We decided to refresh the scouts and guide skills we learned during our school days. The gift shop, located at the end of the tour, offers a wide range of souvenirs, including nautical-themed gifts, books, and memorabilia related to Britannia and the royal family. Visiting the Royal Yacht Britannia is like stepping back in time. It's a unique opportunity to see how the royal family lived and traveled, and to appreciate the craftsmanship and history of this incredible vessel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy exploring.